Hi, welcome to the video. So I came across this paper here by Preterist Papers. The law did not pass away at the cross. So I just want to kind of go over some stuff that I disagree with and why. So I have that on the bottom, stuff that I disagree with. So number 1, 2, I do not I have no issue with it. Acts 10 or number 3 said calling a Gentile foretold in Isaiah 4:96 was featured to the cross. As the gospel had gone out to the Jew, perhaps around 70 as the cross. I agree with that, but it was definitely not 7 years. It was 3.5 years. All right. So that was, look at this timeline here, time of the cross, 3.5 years later, and then the gospel went to the Gentiles. That made the covenant firm to Abraham to be a father of many nations. All right. Number 4, no issue. Number 5, abomination, desolation, foretold Daniel 12:11, foretold to the cross, when temple officials changed the Mosaic law, disallowing Gentile worship of Yahweh, and began using the temple as a center for war making. All right. So the abomination, desolation was singular, referring to the lawless one who ordered cessation of animal sacrifice to the foreigners. So you go to this here. You have the animal sacrifices going on. Fast forward, and then finally August 14th, 66, with the cessation of animal sacrifices by Eleazar. All right. Number 6, the doing of the way of the daily sacrifice in the temple foretold was featured to the cross. Temple sacrifice Gentiles stopped 66. So the sacrifice of Jews ceased in 70. So the sacrifices went away based on Daniel or Hebrews 9. It was put away by the sacrifice of himself. Okay, Hebrews 9, 26. Okay, but you still had Jews who were still doing it, who denied Christ in the flesh after hearing the gospel, were still doing it. Those who heard the gospel would not continue in that. Okay, they were more loyal to Christ. All right, and that was the time of the Reformation, from the cross to for 3.5 years. The last half of Daniel's 70th week, from the cross until Acts chapter 10, Cornelius' household. And so 9:10 talks about the time of Reformation. I believe that was during this time, in the power of the gospel. You're hearing the gospel. They're being made straight. That's what the Reformation means. You should go there. If you look in the Greek, it's to be made straight. And that's what's happening with the power of the gospel. All right. So, and the Jews kept going, who denied Christ in the flesh, kept doing it. Yes, it stopped in AD 66. All right. Sacrifice of the Jews in general. The Jews who denied Christ in the flesh ceased in AD 70. Okay. Where the Feast of Unleavened Bread, Passover. All right. That was still going on by the Jews who denied Christ in the flesh. The Jews who came to Christ would not have been actively participating in the Passover. And matter of fact, that's how they ended up fleeing. And that's how they were saved. Okay, you had the 1335-day prophecy. Go over here. You had the 1335-day prophecy right here. And that last day was the day of Passover, the 40th anniversary of Passover. They fled. That evening, with the final Feast of Unleavened Bread, that's when the flood came in. So only the Jews who denied Christ in the flesh participated in that. The Jews who came to Christ fled 24 hours earlier, or not 24 hours earlier, but that afternoon, third day afternoon. So that evening with the Feast of Unleavened Bread, all right, they had already fled at that point. All right, so anyway, let's see. 7, power of the old covenant people to completely shatter its future to the cross. 80 destruction temple and the temple of Jewish war. Okay, the last old covenant people were actually destroyed at the Masada. The last of them, yes, they were. The old covenant people were destroyed at the temple, yes, but but that was not all of them, including the lawless one, Eleazar. The temple being destroyed marked the end of an age, but did not fulfill all things, including the destruction of Israel's enemies. All right. Number 8. Zoom in here. Destruction of the temple in Jerusalem was a fulfillment of the time Gentile, but not the fulfillment of all things. All right. Okay. So number 9. Messiah being set up as a banner to the nation gathering dispersed of Israel, foretold in Isaiah. When Paul's mission Gentile was done, no, that's not 100% correct. The dispersed of Israel was not the Gentiles. All right, if I'm reading this correctly, the dispersed of Israel were those who were scattered throughout Asia Minor, who were scattered away from the temple in Jerusalem. The stick of Judah, per Ezekiel 37, was the stick were the Jews who were at Jerusalem temple. The stick of Joseph, per Ezekiel 37, were those who were scattered away from there. All right, so the dispersed of Israel gathered. All right, and let me turn off the camera here. They scattered throughout the Roman Empire just like that. This was fulfilled when the stick of Joseph left for their gathering quietly. They didn't write anything down. They left quietly. They could not afford to risk to bring that persecution with them. They had arrived in Petra by September 11th, 1866. Gentiles were not dispersed of Israel, nor were they a part of the judgment of the 12 tribes of Israel. So number 9 is absolutely incorrect. So number 10, deaths of Adam, spiritual death, swallowed up. All right. At the end of Old Covenant Israel, the full consummation, the new in 70. Okay, that's swallowed up with the new body. Okay, so when they're given that new body, okay, those who were alive and remaining, all right, in AD 73, they were the ones that raptured up. They were been given that new body. They transitioned from the physical to the spiritual, and that is what is swallowed up. That's when their death was swallowed up in victory. Okay, this was fulfilled with the house of Israel on September 22nd, 1873, not destruction of the temple in 1870. All right, so they have it. See, this is an example of people make everything 80-70, everything 80-70. Yes, the destruction of the temple marked the end of an age, but it was not the end of all things. All right. Number 11, let's read here. Resurrection, Old Covenant saint, foretold in Ezekiel 37, was featured to the cross, fulfilled in 80-70, the outer temple destroyed, brought about the Reformation. That is absolutely false. Physical resurrection, the Old Covenant saint, occurred during the cross, Matthew 27, 52-53, that earthquake, okay? And it's tied to Ezekiel 37, to the vision, not years after. The Reformation was the transferring power of the gospel during 80-30 through 80-33, last half the end of the 70th week. Outer temple, or outer tent destroyed at the cross, Matthew 27:51. All right, so you read that. When the veil of the temple tore. All right. History tells us the temple was destroyed in 80-70, but you still had Israel enemies alive and well until 80-73, including the last one at the Masada. So it wasn't until 80-73 where all Israel's enemies destroyed, as of April of 80-73. So that would have been, let's see here. April 8th, 80-73 when that happened. So, yeah, so I maintain the time of Reformation was here, Hebrews 9:10, all right, and they were, the cleansing, they were, through the power of the gospel, they would experience the washing regeneration given by the Holy Spirit, all right. So keep that in mind when reading all of Hebrews 9. All right, so you have the consummation of the ages, manifested, put away sin by the sacrifice of himself. That was at the cross. All right, so yeah, so Paul kind of goes back and forth between, you know, during this period of time here, and then he kind of go to the period of consummation over here, you know. 80-70, 73 here. He kind of goes back and forth. I think it's created a lot of confusion. But I have read this over and over, and I conclude Hebrews 9:10 had to do with those final 3.5 years, the end of 70s a week, from the cross to Acts 10, with the time of the Jewish people. All right, Acts 10 obviously pertains to the Cornelius household, where the Gentile household. But let me know your thoughts on that, if you disagree, and why. I'd be curious, because a lot of people that I respect, scholarly individuals, they seem to place this in 80, 70, and I'm looking at it. I have to beg to disagree, but I'd still love to hear your thoughts on Hebrews 9:10, time of Reformation. That's from 80:30 to 80:33. All right, from the time of the cross to upon the power of the gospel, hearing the gospel. Okay, that's when they were reformed. All right, in alignment. So, alrighty. So those are my thoughts and what I disagree with. Again, there's still things I agree with, but just a detailed. So I disagree with. Anyway, thank you very much, and have a great day.